subscribers that have tuned in to watch another video with me. I thank you so much for tuning in. To anybody who is new stopping by, welcome. I'm so grateful for you guys that have come and stopped by. If you guys are here to watch yet another video with me and my crazy self, we really welcome you. You guys are you saw the title for today's video. We're talking about how to grow your edges back. But before I get into that, if you haven't done so already, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell bar notification, because when you do, you get to see the videos that come from me. I shoot videos literally every day. As of lately, it's been at 8 a.m. that they post, so you guys will be able to see it and you'll be able to tune in around that time. So if you hit the bell bar notification, you'll be able to get the notification to your iPhone, your tablet, your computer, wherever it's going to come to, whatever source of communication, and then you'll be able to see when my videos are coming and you won't miss anything from me. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I put my hair in these 2 space buns today because y'all know I had a wash and go, but you know, I style my wash and go, so you know, before it's like the next wash day, which will be tomorrow. So I'm going to style my hair. I said I'm going to style my hair. I styled my hair into space buns. I can do a tutorial for you guys if you like, but it's just literally into space buns. It's a safe, effective, easy way to do it without you losing any hair, without any hair shedding and breaking off. And it's a really healthy way that I do it to get my any type of bun that's in my hair. So we're going to get started with the video, and I'm not going to do too much talking. So as y'all can see in the thumbnail, after I had my son, I didn't notice it after I first had him, because I still had my edges, but like after a while my edges slowly started to fall out, and then it was just like bam, like I woke up one day and it was like really not even any hair there. So that's the picture you see in my thumbnail. When I big chopped and I didn't have any edges. So imagine walking around like that, how much I had to slick it down to kind of conceal it. So that's my story and my background. We all have a story and a background. It may not be that you lost your edges, but it could be helpful to someone who has had edge loss or some type of hair loss, what I've done. Now, I tried everything. Jamaican Black Castor Oil, that didn't, it seemed like for a little teeny bit it was working, but that wasn't really what grew my edges back. So I'm going to give you some things that I did that kind of helped me to grow my edges back. They're not back in full because it was a traumatic experience for my hair falling out after I had my son. But I have edges now that I can like lay down and it's not barren right there. Like it's, if you notice, it's thin in that area. That's where it fell out at, but it didn't come back growing in full, but it came back enough for me to be able to slick something down on me to have some edges. So the first thing I did was I had to be very patient when growing my edges back. And I say that you have to be very patient because if you're not patient, you know, it takes a minute for any type of hair growth to come, especially with your edges. Like, I thought my edges was going to grow back right then and there within like a month. No, it took a while for it even to get to this point. And I've been I'm 2 years natural, so you know what I mean, I'm in my 2nd year of being natural, and you know, it just takes time and patience. So that's number one. The second thing was any type of tension on my edges I didn't do. So like I wasn't doing braids, I wasn't doing anything that would cause tension. I was like crazy about it though. Like when I big chopped and I went into like my little spurts of wearing wigs, I was wearing wigs and like I kind of pushed it back, but I just feel like that wasn't like the best practice. So I would say if you're trying to grow your edges back and anything that would cause friction, like I know people don't want to hear it because they really, you know, they love to wear their wigs and stuff, but anything that's causing friction on that area you're trying to get to grow back, I wouldn't suggest you to do it. I would suggest let it breathe for a second and let it breathe for a while so that their hair can come back in and be healthy and can grow. I tried oils, like I said, I didn't feel like it was as effective. What I also did was with my scarves at nighttime, you know, most people like me, I would lay my scarf on my edges. That's typical and that's normal. Like, you don't want to do that. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I discovered it with, I'm sorry, my allergies acting up, Discovering Natural's video when she talked about with edges. If I'm not mistaken, I feel like it was her who I went and discovered that when I first became natural. Just the way that you lay your scarf, that also can cause friction. So like I would put it, my scarf, like where it would stop at would be somewhere up here. And if you know your scarf, it carries oils and stuff like that, when you wrap your hair with it, you could put a piece of tissue or something on your forehead, or just wrap something on there so that the oils don't get onto your forehead. So that way you don't, you're not causing your skin to break out. But don't put your scarf directly on this portion of your head. You want to put it like on your forehead, and that's what I do. It doesn't feel funny because I've been doing it for so long, but that'll take the edge off of it, because I noticed when I would lay it on my actual hair, it was like still that friction being caused, so my edges still, you know what I mean, we're suffering from that. So I told y'all, not even I told y'all, but if I'm telling y'all something or I make videos, I've actually experienced this stuff. I don't really like to make videos on things I haven't experienced. Like I experienced the edge loss, so I can like talk to you about it. Another thing that I did was I kind of just like wore my hair down a lot. Like I know a big chop is kind of hard because your hair is shorter, but I just wore styles that kind of like concealed that. So like I would wear my hair down a lot. I did a lot of parts in the middle. If you saw my natural hair journey, I can link that in the description box for this too. I did a lot of part in the middle styles so that you wouldn't be able to tell that my edges were going until they like fully grew back and I could start pulling my hair in space buns and stuff like that. Did a lot of like hairstyles where my hair was down, but like I wouldn't suggest like any like you see how I got my hair in like two buns. These buns aren't tight, but like I wouldn't suggest like buns and ponytails and things like that if you're trying to grow your edges back, because you don't want to cause more tension on that area, and it's having a hard time already growing back. I know from experience it's having a hard time growing back, and it's like you're causing more tension, more friction and things like that. So you want to like the tight ponytails, the tight braids, all that good stuff. When my edges started seeming like they were like recuperating and getting a little bit better, what I would do is when I would get my hair braided I said when I would get my hair braided, like I don't braid my own hair. When I would braid my hair, I would just leave my edges out and braid the rest of my hair. That's what most people do, so that they don't lose their edges. But see, I used to braid my hair or let other people braid my hair and they would catch my edges, and that's another reason why my edges fell out, because that's just an area that's just very delicate. At least with me, my edges are thin, as you can see, and they're not super thick, but they did grow back. Now I'm grateful for that. Another thing I would say is, just being careful with, like, I know I lay my hair down with edge control, but I don't do it every single time I do my hair. Sometimes, like, I would go and not lay my edges down. For some people, that's really hard because they like, yo, I gotta have my edges laid and slayed to the gods. But if you're trying to grow your hair back, like in that area, and your edges fall out, you don't want to put anything that's going to cause tension or just be too much mechanically, because you can get mechanical damage from the area to have your edges fall out. You don't want to put too much on your edges with like the constantly swooping it with the brush and things like that. So if you notice, sometimes I style my wash and goes a lot of times and I don't lay my edges down for the sake of it's just a practice I've always been doing with. I don't necessarily feel like I gotta always lay my edges down. Like God didn't make me that way that I came out and my edges was laid. Like, you know what I mean? So I would say, like, just, I know it's hard because you know a lot of styles that sets the tone when your edges, like, oh, it's like it look nice, but it's just like if you're trying to get that area to grow back and it's like more in a weaker thinner state, I would say like just any type of friction, even with the brush or like anything like that, I would say like just have a chill button on it. Like I don't always lay my edges down. I laid them down yesterday because I did the wash and go, and then I relayed them down today, but I don't always do that. Sometimes I style my wash and goes and I don't touch my edges. Sometimes I style my hair and I don't touch my edges, and it is what it is. People can say what they want, but I'm not gonna, harm the health of my hair just so that my edges could be laid down and then like they start coming out. So it's just, you gotta really be careful with it. Also, like products, like there's certain edge controls I've used in the past, and it's like would use it so much that I would brush it, and then when it would be time to wash my hair and I would like comb that part out, the hair would come out. So you gotta be careful as far as with braids too. Like keeping your braids in for a relatively long time, or a protective styling for a relatively long time. And if you're adding your edges, and a lot of that hair comes out with it when you're combing your hair out. So I would suggest, honestly, just being very careful when doing that stuff. You can try oil and rubbing it. It did not work for me. Jamaican Black Castor Oil, like, it's supposed to be like a miracle oil that works for everybody with growing your edges back. It didn't really work for me. Like, all the stuff I told you is what honestly worked for me. I feel like it worked a little teeny bit, but not to the full capacity of what my edges are now. It didn't grow them back. I did other methods that I just talked to you about. So I really hope this video was helpful. This is a nice little, I kind of tried to keep it short, and short one, and I really hope that was helpful. You can take my advice with a grain of salt if you ever find yourself and you want to figure out ways without Jamaican Black Castor Oil. These were ways that kind of helped me to grow my edges back. And I'm just so grateful again for you guys tuning in, and I'm so grateful for the love and support I receive from you guys. And I just thank you guys so much for being who you are to me and my support system in doing this. And I love you guys, and glory be to God for me to be able to continue to make videos. So I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.